Your like intro saying hi piece should be like, I got in a car accident, I'm sore as fuck.
Yeah, I almost died.
I almost died, yeah.
Show a picture of me for 2.5 minutes with the Sarah McLachlan song in the background.
That you black and white.
In the arms of the
just like a
angel.
montage of him laughing.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Up Real Late podcast. We are on episode 13. Lucky number 13 this week, guys. My name is Scott Ellis. I'm joined here by Tim McGavick.
Hey, what's up? I'm here.
What up? And also here, Tyler Spitolsky made it.
I made it.
His incident this week.
Yes. Yesterday I was in a rather substantial car accident, but I made it, and I'm here, and
You're
I'm
here.
alive.
You made it to the podcast.
Yes.
That's dark.
And Adam Franey. What's going on, Adam?
I made it too. Yeah, I overate earlier. And I'm really fucking full. So, but I made it.
I made it. Nothing happened to me, but I made it.
You ate a lot. Car accident, and you ate a lot.
Yeah, I had like roast beef and pizza.
Devastating
For my gut.
Well, let's get into it this week. Let's just run down a couple things we're going to talk about. First of all, I'd just like to mention we are going to have timestamps in the description of the video on YouTube. So if you guys do want to skip ahead to any of the topics we're going to discuss today, definitely check out the description below. And first thing we're going to talk about is, of course, our last seen movie, and also our review of the week, which is the movie Everest. So get excited for that. And also we're going to discuss some of the latest movie news this week, including some Men in Black news, some Prometheus 2 news, and yeah, we're going to get into that later. So without ado, let's get into our last scene, guys. Anyone want to start us off?
Tension
Tim.
in the air. Tim's gonna do it?
Tim, start us off as usual.
Okay.
With your last scene movie.
I've had this one on my list for a little while. Tyler,
Mm-hmm.
you do not know this movie. Scott, you might know it.
Okay.
Adam probably knows it, at least the name of it. This is 1971.
Whoa.
Harold and Maude,
Oh.
directed by Hal Ashby, written
wait.
by Colin Higgins.
What's the name of it?
Harold and Maude.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, sorry. I don't either.
This
It's on my Netflix
stars
queue.
Ruth Gordon, who was an older actress. She had just previously won an Oscar, I think, before or after this, I forgot, for her supporting role in Rosemary's Baby. And then Bud Cort plays Harold. He's popped up in a lot of stuff, like he's in Heat as a restaurant owner. He has small roles, he hasn't really done a whole lot.
Yeah.
But basically, the plot is Harold is a 19-year-old rich, bored, and obsessed with death young man. Maude is a lively, fun, and 79-year-old woman. Their lives are changed forever when they meet each other at a funeral. So basically, Harold plays this kid. He's like the only son of this rich family, and he's pretty much like bored with his life. And the movie opens with him hanging himself. And then his mom
Spoiler?
walks into the room.
Spoiler
And
alert.
she like sees him, but she just like ignores it and sits down. And she's like, Harold, what are we going to do with you? And he's like choking out on like the rope. So it starts off pretty dark.
That's
and then
intense.
Well, he wasn't dead. He
wasn't
just,
dead.
Okay.
this is not like a flash forward or anything like that.
Okay.
Like, this is just how the movie opens. And then throughout the movie, you see him doing like various fake suicide stuff. Like he's slitting his wrists, and mom walks in. There's like blood everywhere. She's like, "This is a mess."
You made the classic error.
Yeah. And then he meets up with Maude, who's a 79-year-old woman at a funeral, and they kind of have a little romance going on.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty strange.
It's a dark comedy romance movie.
Very
Kind of
dark.
explores like their relationship and kind of. It's really good. It's enjoyable. It's a fun little
So you
movie.
liked it?
I liked it. Yeah, it's funny. Actually, it has some pretty good jokes in it.
He's 6 on
Tom
the
Skerritt. I don't know if you guys have seen Alien.
Yes,
Captain
of
Dallas.
course.
He has a little
yeah?
tiny role in it. He
Really?
plays a police officer.
Interesting.
If you look at the movie poster, it looks like a British movie. I thought it was a British movie for some reason. I just had that in my mind.
It's not
It's
a
not.
British movie?
It's an American movie. Yeah.
Harold and Maude.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you see
I
the
definitely
poster, if
thought
you
it was-
see anything,
Sounds pretty
like
British to me.
when I was looking, I was like, I assumed it was a British movie. It just
On my
looks like
Netflix queue, I'm like, yep, that's British.
Yeah, no, it's not. It takes place like in U.S. by U.S. makers, U.S. cast.
Well, sorry, Britain.
I was shocked.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
I didn't know.
UK.
Interesting.
Listeners
What would you
in
rate
UK,
it?
I'm sorry.
Reels for Tim on Harold and Maude, 1971, directed by Hal Ashby. I'll give it a heavy 3 out of 5.
Heavy 3.
Worth
Heavy-
the watch.
heavy
Enjoyable.
3.
Pretty quick little comedy drama.
Adam.
I happen to know a fun fact about it that I learned. I'll give away my source. The Film Vault, great podcast. They mentioned that there was a sex scene that was supposed to be in this movie between the kid and the older.
Yeah. Paramount, who produced the movie, or
Right.
was the production company, vetoed that.
You don't say.
Yeah.
And wasn't the director like furious or something?
Yeah, but he's like a small-time director. I don't think he really had much say.
No
It's
pull?
intricate to the plot.
Did they
That's
film
weird.
it and then was it?
I don't know if it was ever
allowed?
filmed
the
or not. I know
cutting
that was
floor?
definitely planned.
That's pretty strange.
Yeah.
That is greasy.
Yeah.
That's wild. All right.
Sounds good though.
It's cool. Shows you that like love has no bounds type thing. It's interesting. It's good.
Dark.
Dark comedy.
All right. Anyone else want to jump in with their last scene?
Very dark.
I think I'll jump in if you guys don't mind.
All right, Ty.
Oh,
what do
jump
you
right
got
in.
this week, Ty?
So this week, first of all, cards on the table. I did watch Kingsman this week.
Oh my god.
No.
I did. And
You did.
No.
and-
I don't
and-
even believe
no,
you.
No, I did, and I have one person to blame, and it's not me. I kind of blame
Is it me?
But no, one of our listeners,
Who's Tim?
Brian, whom is a friend of ours. He watched it for the first time because we mentioned it on the podcast.
Yeah.
He loved it.
Mentioned it.
Okay, I mentioned it repeatedly on the
Yeah.
podcast, and he gave it a listen, or he gave it a watch, and he loved it.
Really?
And so he came by, and he was talking about it, and it got me really amped up for it, and I went home and just watched it.
So he tempted you.
He did.
To Brian.
By like
And
fixing?
I'm name dropping him for a reason. It's not my fault. Okay,
Brian who? Davies?
yeah. He's a dedicated listener.
Thanks, Big Bri. You
yeah.
broke his sober streak.
I was doing so well, and I blamed him.
Relapse.
Yeah.
Come on, Brian.
But you're not logging that as your last scene.
No. That wasn't my last scene.
God.
My last scene was one that I think you guys are going to be pretty excited for. I'm not sure how many of you have seen it,
Okay.
but it's one that we've talked about. I'll give you a synopsis first.
Okay.
It's a Johnny Depp film
Oh.
directed by Gore Verbinski and produced by Ted Elliott and Terry Russo, with music by Hans Zimmer. If you think I'm talking about Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm perplexed. Oh wait, Hans, I know what this is. You little shit.
None other than the Lone Ranger.
I knew it!
No, you.
I started thinking about it and I was like, Hans
I had
Zimmer,
to,
hang on.
because you know what? After having heard like how many people hated this movie and how bad it did,
But I also heard at the same time that it actually wasn't as bad.
and that's it, and that's what people started telling me that it wasn't as bad as.
As time goes on, I hear little trickles of people being like, it's really not that bad.
And you know what? I gotta say, it wasn't. It really wasn't.
I could
that
see you
bad.
loving this movie from a mile away, though.
No, see that's
The
the
Johnny
thing.
Depp action movie?
It kind of the only thing the main thing that really pissed me off was how similar it was to the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. What the
it
score
looks like it had that vibe and
was
whatnot.
bang on. Like
Really?
with it, like it's like there were points in the movie where I stood up and just
Da,
was just
da, da,
angry.
da, 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 da,
Exactly.
da, da, da.
And there was like a scene where he's like on a chain, like on a spinning thing, like in the air.
swinging around.
Yeah.
Doesn't he do like the old lady Jack Sparrow kind of walk?
He does like a weird running thing. It's like it felt a lot like a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, but it was
With his heels first when he runs.
exactly.
Yeah,
first.
Yeah. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
How was Armie Hammer in it?
That's
Because
the big question.
Not terrible.
yeah,
Like he wasn't
as a
brutal.
lead. I mean, he was the lead, right?
As a lead, I don't think he was strong as a lead, but he wasn't terrible.
okay,
Well, that's
serviceable.
That's a step
Yeah.
for him, not
Oh
being
yeah,
terrible.
yeah, for sure. I'll give you a synopsis quickly. 1933 boy, in 1933, a boy discovers an ancient Native American in a sideshow carnival tent. The Indian
Wow.
is Tonto, played by Johnny Depp. The old companion of John Reed, played by Armie Hammer. A lawman famously known as the Lone Ranger. With this opportunity to set the record straight about his and Reed's adventures, Tonto recalls the day in 1869 when he first encountered the man who would be his trusted best friend, and he tells about the team, their teamwork together, bringing down Butch Cavendish. So it was again, like, it wasn't that bad.
Really?
Who was the villain in this? I'm trying to remember.
The villain
his
was
name.
character was Butch Cavendish, and it was played by William Fichtner.
Fichtner.
I
Yeah,
knew it.
William
I knew
Fichtner.
it.
Fichtner?
Fichtner.
There's no N there.
Fichtner.
Fichtner.
Yeah, William Fichtner.
That was Fichtner.
He's always
He's
always
a good little actor.
I
He's a
like
good
him.
character.
Huh,
Yeah.
is
He's
he good?
great in season 2 of Prison Break.
Haven't seen
Really
it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Scene stealer.
I'll give you So starring Johnny Depp, Armie Hammer, Elena Bonham Carter, William Fichtner, Ruth Wilson, Tom Wilkinson, and James Badgedale.
Okay.
Oh, Badgedale's in this.
Yeah, and Tom Wilkinson, who actually did a really, really, really good job.
Nice.
So I'll give
Overall, you liked it a lot?
Overall, I did like it. IMDb gave it a 6.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, 31%.
Ooh, critic rating?
31.
Honestly?
Yeah.
That's
I'm giving it a medium 3.
medium 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a
It
couple
was-
questions.
Yeah.
Rentable.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Rentable.
If you are still stuck in 1990 where you rent
Netflix.
movies, then,
Yeah.
then absolutely.
Netflix and chill.
Head down to your local Blockbuster
Yeah.
and pick up Lone Ranger on VHS. I have to ask, so
Yeah.
Probably 2 tapes.
Yeah.
Those classic ones.
Yeah.
did
The 2 tape set.
this was like a $200 million movie at one
They
point,
bombed.
and I think they reined in the budget down to like 150, which is still massive.
That's a huge budget.
So I know, and like the making of it was very long and very, messy.
Drawn out.
Yeah, the original script had werewolves.
Really?
It was a whole thing, and it was just a fucking disaster. And yeah, they had to like cut out all the supernatural stuff to try to like salvage it.
I can see that.
So like, did it seem like shoddily put together? Like, was the pacing?
No,
and
it wasn't
editing weird.
No, the editing wasn't weird. It did flow really well.
Yeah.
It just there were parts of it where it just, again, it felt too much like a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. But other than that,
similar.
it did
With all the
flow
same
well, though.
pieces involved.
Because I know
Yeah.
Tarantino had it on his top 10 of the year that year.
Yes, yeah,
2013?
yeah. I think you said that earlier, actually.
That's wild.
I liked it a lot.
Tarantino.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like it flowed well. Like it wasn't
I mean,
really
I feel
shoddy
like
with the editing.
I've kind of
It
heard
was-
that about John Carter at this point too. People saying it's not that bad. I feel like it's the hype of like.
Have you not seen John Carter?
See, I really enjoyed John Carter.
I really like John Carter.
From Mars?
Yes.
Yeah.
I really like
Really?
that movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I guess
You guys
didn't
didn't?
simmer in the
No.
dark.
Why would I see that movie?
It's
Have
great.
you not seen
It
it?
made no
It's
money
great.
and got bad
It's
reviews.
great.
It's
No,
great.
I'm with you.
It's
It's
4
great.
out of
Holy
5.
shit. 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I like
Wow.
that. I really liked it.
I give it a light 4.
I'm a little
Adam
biased.
and I have been looking for reasons to start our own podcast. I think this is.
I think we found it.
I think
Guys,
we found it.
okay, I read the book Princess of Mars, and then when I saw that they were making a movie, I was all excited. So I had prior knowledge. So when I saw the movie,
You were a fan of the book, and you still like the movie. This is even more my
Stop.
knowledge.
Yeah.
I know you're looking
they
for
did
ways.
a good job of adapting the book.
I know you're looking for ways to get more views, but you don't have to say ridiculous, outlandish shock jock.
Not that crazy. It's a good sci-fi.
I enjoyed it.
adventure
I'm with
movie.
you, Sky.
What would you give it?
I'll give it a light 4 out of 5.
You guys are fucking insane, aren't you?
You guys haven't seen
I
it.
can't believe I have to see this movie now.
All right, guys, watch John Carter. Not of Mars, just John Carter.
I can't believe you're astounded we haven't seen like Disney's biggest flop ever. I think. Again, 200.
I'm sorry,
I'm waiting for John Carter.
Lone
of
Ranger
Mars
didn't
too.
do that hot. Like,
No, it didn't. This was bigger. This was 250 million. John Carter
Really?
opening weekend of like 18 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we could go into a whole rant about
Yeah.
how they
Wow.
mismarketed John Carter. How it,
Moving right along.
could be
I
anything.
recommend Lone Ranger.
Okay,
Okay.
that's what counts.
Rating? You want to give it?
Who's next?
I give 3.
3.
A medium 3.
All right.
Reels.
With that, Adam, you want to jump in with your last scene?
Yep.
What do you got for us this week?
I won't bury the lead, as they say. I saw The Aviator.
Really?
awesome.
Finally.
Go
Awesome.
time.
Finally.
Great.
Wow.
My idol, Leo.
Leo D.
Depending on the mood to catch me in, possibly my favorite director, Marty.
Mhm.
Or at least he's right behind Nolan.
Scorsese.
Him, Nolan, Tarantino are like my big three-headed
It's
monster.
it's your dream threesome right there.
That's correct.
A filmmaker.
Written by John Logan, directed by Scorsese, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Beckinsale, Kate Blanchett, Adam Scott, who shocked me, John C. Reilly, Alec Baldwin, Jude Law, Ian Holm, Willem
Yep.
Dafoe,
Yep.
and Gwen Stefani.
Okay, so this is the most varied cast I've ever
I
heard.
knew most of that, but I didn't realize Gwen Stefani was there.
I remember that. I don't remember Adam Scott being in this
I don't remember
at
Jude-
all.
I know Jude
or
Law
John
was
C.
in this.
Riley.
I had never heard about Adam Scott.
Huh.
They
I
had
thought
smaller
Adam
parts.
Scott
They had smaller
got famous from like Step Brothers. Like I thought that was his first
Oh,
movie.
no.
So it blew my mind.
No,
Cool.
before
when I
that.
saw him in
I've
this.
seen this obviously, but I just don't remember him
John C.
being in it.
Reilly. Oh.
So it's a biopic depicting the early years of legendary director/producer and aviator Howard Hughes from the late 1920s to the mid 1940s. So as you may have heard just now from the cast, I was like staggered by how many faces kept popping up in this thing.
I knew of only Leonardo DiCaprio. That was
Me
it.
too!
So
There's a huge cast.
that
Okay,
cast
me
is
too.
ridiculous.
Like, I have never seen a trailer for this movie.
I've never seen the cover, and it's just literally just Leonardo DiCaprio's face above an airplane.
Zoom in of Leo's
That's it.
face.
Okay, Leo in a biopic. Okay, interesting, right? And then you realize.
So for me, I don't know if they were. I'm sure they showed off all those faces in the trailers and whatnot, but for me, it was like cameo after cameo. I was like, holy shit!
Yeah.
And I think the second face you see is Adam Scott, and I was just blown away by that. I was like, Adam Scott was in movies in 2002. What the hell? And he was good in it. He was kind of like the old timey, like, yeah, Shay, come on, Howard, we gotta go over and get to that party now. And he was like, I don't know if you can imagine Adam Scott doing that, but
Yo, I'm going to see this movie.
very shocking.
I remember it was long. It was pretty long.
It's definitely long. It's like right under 3 hours, 250, I believe.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel bloated. I liked it a lot. I mean, I don't want to sound like that should shock anyone. It's Leo D, my idol, my favorite actor. And like my favorite duo, probably, Leo and Scorsese.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, speaking of Leo, he was nominated in this for one of his 4 Academy Award nominations, and he was great. Which, again, should never surprise anyone. So, Scott and Tim, you guys have seen it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ty, I see you writing down something. I assume
yes.
you're writing See Aviator?
The Aviator.
That's correct, yeah.
There we go.
So, yeah, Leo, no surprise, was fantastic in it. He's doing like a Texas accent the whole time. I was unfamiliar with Howard Hughes' work, but this follows the making of his film Hell's Angels, which is actually a real film.
Huge budget,
Yeah.
I just knew of him being a complete badass.
It was like the biggest budget movie of all time at that time.
I think it was like $3 million, I believe, at the time.
Yeah,
which
they were
is insane.
filming like actual planes and stuff flying around.
That's the one thing. When I watched The Aviator, I didn't even realize he was a filmmaker. I was like, what?
Yeah,
like
I knew the
he's
name.
making all this movie. I'm like, I thought this guy was like, he made planes and stuff like that. Like he was just a businessman kind of thing. I didn't realize he was a filmmaker at the start. Like
Neither did I.
I just led to. He's kind of the most interesting man in the world.
Cool thing about him, Hell's Angels was his directorial debut, but he had a very, very long, successful career as a producer. He actually produced the original Scarface.
Really?
Yeah, in like 1930, I believe, which shocked me. Like he's in the movie, he's talking about how people backlashed against him heavily for like the violence in Scarface. It was considered a very, very like, profanity-filled movie. But yeah, back to the performances. Leo was great as always. He had some nice freak out scenes, full nude scenes. I think I saw Leo's D. At least a portion. At least the head. Kate Blanchett was fantastic in this movie.
Oscar winner.
She's really
right?
good.
She won for this?
Yeah.
For this movie?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I had no idea. I knew she was nominated. Okay, well.
And then
go.
Alan Alda, I think, is the other Oscar nomination.
Yeah, who I've never seen before. I didn't use his name in the cast. I don't know who that guy
You
is.
don't know who Alan Alda is?
No.
Alan Alda?
What? Who is he?
He's on one of the greatest comedy shows of all time, MASH. He
No.
plays Hawkeye.
No.
He's won an Emmy.
Is that you say his name?
He's
I
been
know
nominated for
one
an
Hawkeye,
Emmy,
and
an
that's
Oscar, a
him. Yeah.
Tony, and something else. He's like one of the only few people who have ever been nominated for all of them.
Well, yeah, he was good in it.
Yeah.
Obviously, by his resume. There was, to talk about the directing, like obviously Scorsese is one of the masters. He did a cool effect that was never really explained that I liked. There was a couple golf scenes where Leo's like golfing with Kate Blanchett, and it's all like black and white vision, but the grass would be blue, and they'd like single out the color, like just one color. I don't know. Did you guys notice that?
I don't remember enough of the movie to remember that.
Specifically remember that, but
Yeah, it would be like black and white, but they just have like one color showing, like blue. And then there's a scene where Leo's flying a plane and he has to have like a really rocky landing, and it all goes into black and white again. And it was just like a really nice touch. It looked cool.
I think your TV was just fucked up.
Yeah, was the color off on my disc? I don't know. You guys don't remember this?
I don't remember
I
that.
think I bought it used.
Tyler.
I just kind of went back into Franny's memory banks because he used
Right,
them.
yeah.
So yeah.
I jogged your memory.
Something I remembered reading a while ago. Tony Stark was actually based off Howard Hughes.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, they based the Tony Stark.
The original
Stark
Tony
character.
Stark in the comics. Like
Yeah,
that.
was based off
I can
Howard
see
Hughes,
that.
and that's
Okay.
why his father's name Howard Stark.
Holy shit,
Howard Hughes.
You gotta see it now.
Yeah.
I could see Howard Stark being a lot like Howard Hughes.
Yeah.
Actually, when you mention it, because like as he gets older in the film, Leo gets a little mustache going. Yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah.
He's like a little more suave. Yeah. So like I like the directing a lot. The score, it was just all 1930s theme music, which is like very fitting. I'm not gonna say like I enjoyed that, but it was very fitting. And yeah, overall, just a very good movie. I don't know if I'd put it at the very top of their collaborations, but it was a very solid entry in their list of collabs.
For me, I think it was interesting to see Howard Hughes' evolution as a person over the course of that movie, where he started as a filmmaker and then going into his sort of industrialist kind of activities, doing planes and aviation design, and then getting into the crazy part of his life near the end, where he like was a recluse, hiding himself away in a theater, just going crazy, growing a beard and like all this crazy shit.
Well, slowly throughout the movie, he actually develops germophobia and OCD.
Yeah, like crazy.
And that leads to basically a meltdown where he's locked in the showing room of his film for like a week.
Might have been longer than a week, but
for a long, long time. Yeah. And just to touch on like Leo's commitment, he actually was diagnosed with OCD because he worked with a doctor that, you know,
Leo was?
Yeah. The doctor specialized in OCD, and he tried to work with him to like get down the mannerisms of someone who has OCD. And he said he was like very worried about him. He had to tell Martin Scorsese to like give him time off and like let his mind heal because he developed a minor case of OCD.
That's crazy.
And his like makeup artists and hair artists and everything came out and said he was brutal to work with because he would take forever to get there because like before he left his house he'd have to like walk back and forth 10 times, touch the doorknob 3 times, and then walk back like
oh Leo.
He just went full Leo. He went full method.
Totally dedicated.
So overall I'd have to give it a heavy 3.
Heavy 3? Okay.
Oh yeah. Very heavy 3.
Interesting.
Not my favorite Leo Scorsese, but all their
worth a watch. Definitely worth a watch.
All their outings are good.
All right, with that, I think I'll get into my probably most greasiest last scene ever.
Oh shit! You've been hyping this for a while.
I know I have. I've been hyping the guys up for this.
Come on,
because I gotta say, this isn't one movie. This is many movies I'm gonna use here.
What?
Because I watched all of Nicholas Winding Refn's filmography this week. Not gonna lie, guys.
What? Is he kidding
all
guys?
of them.
Are you sure?
Every single film, except for
Are you joking?
He did a Gucci commercial. Yeah, he did a perfume commercial with Blake Lively. Yeah.
You haven't seen that Gucci commercial?
I have not
seen that.
It's about 30 seconds long. So
is it black and white?
I'll try and knock that out after that. But
in my mind, you have not seen his entire filmography because
sorry, guys.
That Gucci ad is to die for.
Every film he has directed. Nicholas Winding Refn, of course, for the viewers out there, directed Drive,
and Tyler,
Only God Forgives, Valhalla Rising, Bronson with Tom Hardy. Those are some of his select, more well-known movies. But I just want to give you guys kind of a taste of what you guys should watch and what to not watch in his filmography, because he has some hits, some misses for me.
I think we're all in awe right now. We're just like waiting to hear this.
Okay, so he started off in 1996 with Pusher. He did a trilogy of those movies.
So you watched the Pusher trilogy?
I did. Pusher, starring Kim Bodnia, Zlatko Buric, and Mads Mikkelsen. His first role.
Our boy, official listener.
So
shout out to Mads.
Nicholas Winding Refn's debut was a student film, which he left school to finish on like a shoestring budget, all like handy cam work. Mads Mikkelsen's debut as an actor in that movie. So Pusher is just a story of Kim Bodnia as the focus of this movie. That's the actor playing Frank, who's like a kind of low-level drug dealer, and just following his adventure through like a couple days of just everything going bad for this guy. Nothing going good. Just watching this guy, just all hell break loose on this guy, trying to deal with it. And Pusher 2, which came out 2004. Focuses only on Mads Mikkelsen's character, who was Frank's partner, named Tony. And then Pusher 3 focused on Zlatko Buric, who was their kind of drug lord, he was ahead of them, or above them on the chain, I guess. So each of the Pusher movies, 1, 2, and 3, focus on a different person, and them dealing with all the shit that got thrown at them, just getting put through the ringer, basically.
These are big movies for the Danish
They were.
population too,
They
right?
definitely put Mads Mikkelsen on the map in Denmark.
I had heard,
Denmark.
yeah, Denmark. I heard that this is like the Godfather trilogy in Denmark. It's like their version. Like these are like the craziest things.
They're good. So what I would say is Pusher. If you could pick one, watch the first Pusher. I really liked the first Pusher.
Really?
It was just well done for what he had to work with, winning Refn, with the budget obviously being extremely low, and it just felt real. It just felt real to me.
I heard that a lot because I watched a documentary on the making of it, and like just a documentary on Nicholas Winding Refn when Drive came out because he was blowing up at that time.
Yeah.
One of my favorite films of all time, and he was talking about how like everyone was like questioning if it was real, and he was like following a drug dealer or something.
Yeah,
with
like
the camera.
Kim Bodnia, who played Frank, the drug dealer of Pusher, the titular Pusher in the movie.
Right.
He was great in it. I was like feeling for this guy. I'm like, wow, he just keeps getting wrecked by everyone.
Really?
Yeah, and he has to like deal with situations that are just crazy. You're like, how is he gonna make it to the next day?
So these are fully Danish speaking.
Yeah, they're all. It's all in Danish. Yeah.
Subtitle.
Pusher 2, not as good, I would say, but Mads Mikkelsen is great. His character just gets crapped on the entire movie, and it's just him. I think that's the theme of all these movies, because the third Pusher, which focuses on Milo, their kind of drug, one level up, drug kingpin, I guess. He just gets put through the ringer too. He just gets put through complete hell, and he's like getting older and trying to deal with the young kids coming up, trying to take them out, and that was the weakest. I think Pusher 3 was the weakest, but if you want to see Mads Mikkelsen as all of his glory, there's a really interesting scene early on in that movie.
Okay.
Where he just gets out of prison and he goes to a brothel, obviously, but he can't get it up with these two prostitutes. He's really struggling. He's really struggling, and it's a pretty hilarious scene.
I'd love to see that, Mads.
His second movie, which was called Bleeder, which came out in 1999, don't see that. It wasn't good at all.
Really?
I watched it. I was like, what's the point? I didn't. Mads Mikkelsen was also in that movie, starring Kim Bodnia and Zlatko Buric again. The same cast of Pusher, basically.
Well, it was a while before he did Pusher 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, Pusher 2 was actually in 2004, so he did a couple movies in between. Bleeder, just avoid that. It was kind of bitch slot. Like, not much. I didn't love it. And the one movie that was really interesting that I watched, I gave it a heavy 3 here. I rated all these movies, but Fear X came out in 2003, starring John Turturro and James Remar, who was, if you guys remember in Django Unchained, Calvin Candy, played by Leo D, his bodyguard with the shotgun in the later scene.
Oh, yeah.
That was him. Just kind of a little minor.
Is he the father from Dexter? Dexter's dad?
Yep. I believe so.
Anyway,
yeah. So he's in it. Really interesting movie. It's kind of like a Lynch movie. Like, Turturro's wife gets killed really early on, like in a random act of violence, and he's trying to figure out what happened. And there's this crazy dream sequences. And what I will say about his earlier movies, you can see his influence, like where he got his ideas for his later movies, like Only God Forgives. You guys, how many of you guys have seen Only God Forgives? Because I watched that this week for the first time.
I have.
There's a lot of red.
Sorry.
I totally assumed you.
I didn't even ask. I just assumed that.
I have. They just don't even look at me because they know they're going to be completely disappointed.
Do you guys notice how much red was in Only God Forgives?
It's kind of hard not to. Scott.
Red everything. Everything was lit red. Well, in Bleeder, there was several scenes where it would fade to red. In a couple scenes, I'm like, okay.
The poster was
even the poster
red.
was completely red. Yeah.
And also in Pusher 2 and Fear X,
lots of red in that.
Fear X, red dream sequences. He's walking down a hallway of hotel. It's red. Everything's like exactly like Only God Forgives. Like, you can really see his, I don't know, where he started getting his ideas for his later bigger budget movies. And I mean, definitely some different picks in there. If anything, I would say watch Pusher and Fear X. Those are two of his earlier movies that I would recommend. Valhalla Rising is another one of his movies that I really liked, starring Mads Mikkelsen again. He's in a lot of Nicholas Winding Refn movies, and again in Valhalla Rising, there's a lot of red. There's a red, completely red scenes. He's obsessed with red. I remember reading a quote from him about how, for some reason, there's a lot of violence in his movies, like random acts of violence.
Yeah.
And how a lot of violence. And he was asked about like why there's no like sex scenes in his movie, and he's like, well, like everyone knows that, but no one really experiences violence as much. Like no one, I don't know. It's like he, for some reason, likes show violence in ways because no one ever really experiences that. The average person.
I think you're talking about when he compared violence to sex. It was like very disturbing. Have you seen that with Ryan Gosling?
I mean, I can see that.
Yeah, he seems like a very disturbed man.
Because in like Pusher 3, for example, there's a scene at the very end where they're like, it's just extremely gory, and I'm like, whoa, like this is totally out of like character for the entire movie.
Really?
And in each of his movies, like there's some people just snap and just have insane bouts of violence. And I just think of like Drive or like Ryan Gosling like just snaps.
Yeah, that elevator scene. That's one of the goriest thing I've seen.
Only God Forgives, where there's like a torture scene and like, you know, you can really see how he almost like fetishizes like violence a lot.
Had you seen Bronson before this?
I saw Bronson 2 weeks ago.
Okay, quickly, what did you think?
I really like Bronson. I gave it a heavy 3 here. Just for Tom Hardy's performance, he gave an amazing performance.
It's a vehicle for Tom Hardy to show you, hey, I'm an amazing actor.
The plot, the movie itself had some issues for me, but
I agree.
Amazing performance. Yeah. Like he blew me away.
Those stage scenes where he's like swapping back and forth between
his face, amazing. But yeah, overall,
got to see Tom Hardy's D also.
Yeah. Overall, I enjoyed watching Winding Refn's filmography. Definitely, you guys should check out some early, deep cuts of his filmography. And I will say, I am looking forward to seeing his upcoming movie.
He's got a lot on the plate right now. He's got 4 movies he's working on right now.
I don't know about that, but
he's got 4 in
the one that
that's right. I know some shit.
Three of them are non-dated yet.
And what do you mean? What are they?
In 2016.
I only know of one.
The one that's coming out is The Neon Demon.
Yeah.
Starring Elle Fanning, Christina Hendricks, Keanu Reeves. Story of like an aspiring model, Elle Fanning, who comes to LA to sort of, jumpstart her career, and comes into some conflict from some older established models. I don't know, something. I'm guessing Christina Hendricks is one of those. I feel like Keanu Reeves is like an agent or something. Like
he's one of those guys, Winding Refn, where after Drive, I'm just intrigued for every project. Like I don't even care about the plot. I'm just like, I feel like I have to see it.
Just quickly before we move on to Everest, he missed 2 of his directional things here.
He directed. Okay,
he directed 2 episodes of Agatha Christie's Marple, which
I'm
is
pretty sure he
Marple.
directed 1 episode.
It says 2.
It's Nemesis.
2 episodes. Is
we got
what
a little conflict here on Up Real Late.
Yeah,
this is a movie
I went
show,
for
Tim.
the theatrical releases.
I'm just
put your
Nicholas
television
Winding
away.
Refn's theatrical releases.
Just busting your balls.
Get bodied.
But yeah, Nicholas Winding Refn.
Bodied.
Definitely some good movies. Like I said, Pusher, Fear X, I would recommend.
I feel like he's kind of missed his potential. Like I was so hyped after Drive, and then when I went back and watched his movies, like a lot of them are hit and miss for me. Mm-hmm. And then like I don't know, I just feel like Drive is his masterpiece. I don't think he'll top it because Only God Forgives I was so hyped for when that trailer came out, and it was just mediocre. It wasn't amazing like Drive was.
What I like about his
Quickly,
like later
stuff,
stuff,
Only God Forgives though.
I liked it. I didn't love it.
Exactly.
I liked that he went out and did something that was like, it was a lot of metaphors. It was like a metaphor. The entire movie was a metaphor.
It was like his like experimental.
Yeah, I like that he did something experimental.
Yeah.
I like directors that do stuff like that.
You gotta go for it. You gotta swing, right?
Exactly. So I could definitely give him props for doing something, especially like a movie like Valhalla Rising, where Mads Mikkelsen says nothing. He's a mute. Like movies like that,
Yeah.
I really like when directors kind of go out on a limb. But yeah, with that,
How many reels do you give Nicholas Winding Refn's filmography?
ooh, his entire filmography.
If you had to put a reel on it.
See, I have Drive as a 5-banger for me,
My man.
and I have Bleeder as a 1.
Wow,
out of
that
5.
bad.
That's what I mean. He's very hit or miss.
So overall, I mean, heavy 3. I mean, I don't know. Like in the middle, like he's got some hits, he's got some misses,
Yeah.
but definitely check out the earlier hits. But yeah,
Okay.
with that out of the way, with
That was
that greasy last scene, which I just exploded there, guys. I'm sorry. It was
We
more
get
than
one a year. We get one a year.
Let's move on to the film of the week that we are reviewing. Came out September 18th, 2015, and that is Everest. Directed by Balthazar Kormaker. Starring, this is a big cast too, Jason Clarke, Josh Brolin, Jake Gyllenhaal, John Hawkes, Sam Worthington, Michael Kelly, Keira Knightley, Robin Wright, Emily Watson, Elizabeth Debicki, and my favorite of the movie, I'm just going to spoil this,
Spoiler.
Ingvar Eggert Sigurdsson, who played Anatoly in this movie.
He's great.
A Swedish actor. Big cast. I didn't realize Elizabeth Debicki, who was the antagonist in Man from U.N.C.L.E. Was it? I was like, wait, is that her? Is that her from Man from U.N.C.L.E.? She was the doctor.
Yeah.
She was the
Okay.
doctor. Yeah.
Very different looking again.
But yeah, Everest. Let's get into it. The story of the 1996 expedition on Mount Everest, which was a disaster. I'm not sure it was actually based on the memoir of one of the of Michael Kelly's character, John Krakauer, who was a journalist. He wrote a book and an article after that event, and I believe that was kind of the
I'd assume
basis.
it would. Yeah, I'd assume it would have
It
something to
influenced
do with the
the
memoir.
movie a lot,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
Because otherwise, it wouldn't have so heavily referred, to, like referenced back to him quite a few times.
Krakauer,
Like,
yeah.
I would just assume, yeah.
But yeah, so it's the story of that expedition and what happens during it. We won't spoil it right away. We will be getting into spoilers later. But let's start it off. What do we think of Everest in IMAX?
IMAX 3D.
Yeah,
Okay.
Adam, you want to start us off? What was your thoughts on Everest?
Okay.
We didn't see it with you.
Of course. Yes.
Me, Tim, Tyler saw it together. Was that
I saw it with the girlfriend. At her request, she was very hyped for this film.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I liked Everest.
You liked it? Nice.
I did. It was pretty good. I wasn't hyped for it. I don't know. I don't remember if you guys were.
No, not really.
I was actually very hyped for it.
You were.
I was.
This was my most anticipated for, I said, the summer season.
Was it?
Air quotes for like late summer.
Was this
Yeah,
on your
Everest.
Yeah.
on our most anticipated?
It was, yeah. If you go back
episode?
to our most
Okay, cool.
most anticipated. But yeah.
So, yeah, I wasn't that hyped because these, kind of natural disaster-ish, true event, biopic-esque type
Movies,
things
yeah.
are always fairly generic, fairly, like we always say, they're handcuffed to what actually happened.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, I knew it wouldn't be, like, mind-blowing, but no, it was solid. I like Jake Gyllenhaal in it.
He was good,
He
yeah.
was like a hippie weirdo. Emily, at one point in time, he was like, he's wearing tights.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, he is. Good job, Jakey. Way smaller role for him. I don't know. It was interesting to me that he took this role.
This is my
Ensemble
theory.
cast.
This is my theory. I told Scott this.
About what?
At the end of the
Why?
movie, they showed you like the real life pictures of what people actually look like. Everyone looked pretty close.
For sure.
And then there's Jakey G, who his real life counterpart is like blonde,
Older.
no beard,
Oh,
and Jake's just rocking beard, man, like a man bun. And I was like, they definitely just approached him, asked him if he'd be in this movie just to get a bigger name, and he's like, fine. And they're like, we'll need you to cut your hair and stuff. He's like, no, I'll come and do the movie, but I'm not cutting my hair
I'm
and
going to be a
stuff.
mountain man
And
in
they're
this
probably
movie.
Okay, fine.
we don't
Appreciate it, Jakey G.
We don't have a choice
I
here.
totally noticed that.
Yeah.
So I was like, why does Jake Gyllenhaal's guy not look anything like him? That's
Yeah.
very odd.
Well, that's the thing.
That's a
I
good
saw the
explanation.
picture and I didn't see they showed the picture of the real guy and then right away they didn't show a picture of Jake Gyllenhaal or anything like that. So like as soon as I saw the guy, I was like, who the hell was that guy in the movie?
On the
Remember
other
him.
side of the coin, though, like, Josh Brolin and Jason Clarke's characters look the exact same.
Yeah.
Jason Clarke's the photo of the actual of
team?
Rob Hall, who was the person he played, wearing the exact same toque. He had the same toque as he was wearing the movie. I was like, wow.
It was great. It's great costume
Jason
design and stuff for it.
They did that group photo, like right before they actually did the climb.
Photo,
the group photo was
spot
identical.
on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Attention to detail. Was,
even the way like one of them was sitting, like he was sitting really weird in the movie, like when they did it in the movie. I think it was Josh Brolin that was sitting. And so he sat there. It was weird. It's like, why is he sitting all weird like that? That's really gonna bug me for the movie. And then when they showed
was the exact same.
Yeah, and then they showed the picture, and he was sitting all weird like that. I'm like,
It's funny you mention that because, like I said, I liked the movie. Didn't blow me away, but once those photos started coming up in the end credits, it almost made me appreciate the movie a little more because of knowing these characters are real people.
And
it
Josh
made it
Brolin,
a lot more powerful.
Not to spoil anything, but Josh Brolin's photos is crazy.
Yeah,
exactly. We'll
Tyler,
get to that in spoilers.
Yeah. I want to get your overall thoughts of Everest.
I gotta tell you, watching this movie was the worst thing that's happened to me all week.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? What?
Yeah.
In what way?
Yeah. No, it was.
Would you say it was a real climb?
This was worse than you getting hit by a car.
Exactly. Yes, that was my point. It was just the worst thing that happened to me all week.
Are you afraid of heights?
I'm afraid of being high up on things that are not sturdy. So this wouldn't have bugged me. But my
Everest
thing
is a pretty sturdy mountain.
Yeah, I'd say it's not going anywhere.
Well, avalanches.
It's not going to blow away.
So here's my problem was it was I'm kind of piggybacking on what you said there, Adam. My problem was that in the end it seemed like there was no climax. It seemed like it was just that was it. Yeah. I do understand like they're shackled to what they have to do. Like they have to only follow so much. But here's my thing is that okay, I can't. Oh, we have to go into spoilers.
I disagree a little. We'll pause that and get your guys' thoughts real quick.
I like it as well.
You
I
like
think I'm on the same page as Adam. I didn't love it. I wasn't blown away, but solid movie.
And could we this is just the thing.
Effects are pretty
could we
great.
ever love?
I know they filmed a lot of this actually on Everest. At least
Holy
the
shit.
base camp stuff, like some of the lower base camps.
They actually, I was looking it up because I needed to know how did they actually film this movie. Because I just want to say I really enjoyed this movie.
I assume the climbing parts weren't, but I assume like some like the camping stuff was.
Yeah, they did film film a few things at Everest.
Yeah.
I believe the scenes where it's the actual actors like climbing, like really intense scenes. That was filmed in like Italy, in like the Alps somewhere that was a bit lower altitude that the actors could handle in the snow. And they actually shot a bunch of the scenes where on certain parts of the mountain that were very specific that they couldn't go to, like the summit, for example. And there was this kind of recognizable part of the mountain, which I think
Elena's Step
was the Hillary Step.
Hillary Step.
Yeah.
Where there's that ridge with the ropes hanging that they had to climb across. At the very end, they had to go straight up. That, I believe, was filmed in a soundstage. That was on stage.
I believe that.
No way.
With green screen.
Yeah.
What?
So, like, the summit and everything were green screen.
It looked like I was under the impression they had shot it all on location because, like, it looked good.
That's what I was going to say.
Right?
Is that, these are
visually,
all good.
Visually, it was amazing, in my opinion.
Shit, I agree. Wow.
I love the visuals. In IMAX, it looks stunning. Yeah, it just really puts you there because I'm feeling... For me, like, you hear about the mount, you're like, Everest, okay, yeah, it's the biggest mountain, but you haven't actually seen it from that perspective. Like, actually climbing it and seeing what people have to deal with to get to the top of this mountain.
It's insane.
It's honestly insanity. And,
speaking of perspective, not to cut you off, sorry,
go ahead.
But the IMAX factor was huge.
Huge difference, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it was IMAX.
Yeah.
It wasn't the true IMAX, but it's still... I still got some effects, like the shots where they would like peer the camera over the ledge of the mountain, and you see straight down into like a crevasse or whatever. And like, I just got insane vertigo. Like my girlfriend was just, like grabbing my arm. Emily was just like sinking her fingers in my arm. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It just made me nauseous.
I do want to mention one scene where I was on the edge of my seat, just about to freak out, which was when there was a helicopter.
Yes.
Going down the mountain.
That helicopter scene.
I was like, just amazed. I was like, wow, this helicopter. I honestly thought it was gonna crash.
In my opinion, that was one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, I did enjoy that.
Now,
I
was
did
that
want to mention
practical?
that.
Was that a real helicopter?
Honestly, I have no idea.
I assume it was a real helicopter. Like it wouldn't.
I feel like it looked like it was real.
Yeah.
I feel like it was definitely real. But
Yeah.
then I guess you never.
But it was like the sort of the shot where it's like a point of view, you're sitting in the helicopter looking at it,
Yeah.
and then you see what he had to deal with, and he's like going through this like narrow pass. I'm like, oh my god,
that was so badass.
How did he do that?
And the 3D I thought was also good.
Yeah,
It helped with depth for, like I was saying,
definitely.
Yeah.
peering into those giant cracks and crevices, and also like when the storm hit, a lot of the blizzards and like, you know, debris flying around was kind of like in your face.
You felt like you were in it.
It added to the experience because I'm like, oh my god, like this is like chaotic.
I do want to say like
frantic.
the scene where Jason Clarke's character is like huddled against the side of a cliff there, and he's like freezing. He's like so cold, like overnight or whatever. Jason Clarke was actually freezing cold on a mountain, and then when they filmed it, like he was actually he was on a mountain, like freezing his ass off
What?
during that scene. And
Really?
they wanted to film it like that,
Wow.
like, put him through it.
I do remember thinking like, this is like seems very authentic.
When you see their faces and they're like shivering, they're actually.
You can tell in movies when
Yeah.
people are fake cold.
Yeah.
But this seemed very authentic.
I know Josh Brolin said in an interview that like he needed to take a break after Everest. Like it was like an intense, like
Physical
thing.
Yeah.
Like
Really?
yeah, he needed to take a break from it because it really put him through. It was an experience for him.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, let's we want to get into some spoilers here for Everest.
Let's hit it with the reels first, bud. Is your first day or what?
Yeah. All right. Who wants to start us off with reels?
Timmy gives it a heavy 3.
Heavy
I
3.
think.
Heavy 3 to 5.
Yeah.
Tyler.
I'm gonna give it a light 3.
Light 3.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Light 3 for Ty.
Adam?
Unbelievable.
I was so excited for this movie.
Wow.
There's just stuff. We'll get into it, but yeah.
I'm gonna give it a light 3 also.
Really?
Yeah, it's just
I'm gonna
there.
stick with my
in the
guns.
middle.
I'm not gonna be intimidated by you guys. I'm gonna say
shit.
light 4.
Oh!
Oh.
Light 4. I was entertained.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was on the edge of my seat for a lot of this movie. I really enjoyed it. I have some issues with it, which we'll get into in spoilers, but
There's spoilers.
overall, I really enjoyed it. I had a good time at the theater for sure.
Oh.
With that, then I guess we'll move into spoiler. I want to know, Tyler, what's been grinding your gears?
Okay.
What's the
so,
spoiler issue, bud?
Let me first say I was entertained by this movie. I was entertained, but I feel
I
like
think we can all agree.
at the end of it, I was just expecting a lot more. So spoilers are starting now. Main character dies.
Oh.
We like that's a
Main character? I don't know. It is an ensemble movie.
okay.
but
So
Why
one of the
don't you
main
explain
character dies.
Which
So
main character? Who are you talking about?
Jason Clarke.
Jason Clarke's character.
doesn't make
That's
it.
fair.
so
He did die.
they never actually his body was never recovered. It was still up there.
Yeah.
Still is up there.
Yes.
I know what you're gonna
Today.
say. He could still be alive.
He's
Today?
no.
Oh.
God no. He's dead for sure.
I thought that was
Some,
your
like-
issue.
Yeah.
Abominable snowman.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like a
He could-
frozen like popsicle. He's done.
He could kidnap Luke.
No, he's done. If I had seen
Yeah.
Kidnap Luke, I probably would have understood that reference a lot better, but I haven't. So
So what's your problem? with
my
it?
Empire
my
Strikes
problem is
Back.
that it was just when he was up there, and that was it. He gave up, and like I get that he was on top of Everest and he was freezing to death. I get that, but like
What a pussy.
he should have
Shots fired against Rob.
he-
Rob Hall here.
he could
Alright.
Rob Hall, please don't tweet me back about this. He could have slid down the mountain. They could have shown some sort of event,
I disagree wholeheartedly.
he didn't do anything.
Let's
you know?
get into it.
He didn't They don't know what happened to his character, right? So they could have done anything with it, and they chose to do nothing.
But they do, because John Krakauer actually had in his article or in his book, his memoir, he actually heard. There's a transcript of the phone call where they call Rob Hall's wife.
Yeah.
They actually have that. Like that actually happened.
Yeah.
Transcript. They know exactly what happened, and then he said I love you, and
Can we just use
Cut off.
actors' names? I have no idea character names.
Jason Clarke's character calling Keira Knightley.
Okay, now we're talking.
Michael Kelly, who played John Krakauer, was the one that wrote the memoir and the book and everything about it.
Oh, okay.
The report.
Okay.
I mean, they know that that happened, and then he died.
Yes, but before that, when he was just laying there, he had a whole day of sitting in he wasn't sitting in the sun relaxing, but he was he was in the sun. Like they
Ruthless.
do something with the character, you know. Like I know that again, it was a it was like a.
I think I agree.
Like they could.
I kind of know what you're saying.
I would have wanted to see. I know Scott. Like I see you sitting there
squirming.
just boiling over, like wanting to just snap. But like I just like he got up the mountain and
Scott, you didn't know the guy,
and that was it.
I didn't, but I just have a feeling that's the Hollywood thing. Would have been the Hollywood thing to do. Is he overcame all his obstacles? They called his wife. He talked to his wife. We're having a child. I love you. You can do it. I believe in you. Just get down the mountain. And then he gets up and he fights through it, and then he makes it down.
No, I don't want him to get down.
Reunites with his wife.
I just wanted something more to happen than him just like, okay, I'm not going to make this, so I'm just going to sit here for 2 days and freeze to death.
Something more than this.
You know, like I would have wanted, just something like I get again, like he died, so he has to die in the end. I understand that, but do something like the trailer was just so epic, and I feel like it didn't do his death justice.
Well, this is my inherent problem with these true story things.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sometimes you're just wanting to see an entertaining movie and you can't get that because they're so attached to what really happened. You can't get like your own selfish enjoyment out of like a story.
But here they had like a little bit of space where they could do something because again, like no one was with them. They could have used a little bit of imagination and done something.
They could have written in a little something.
I had the same problem with spoilers. Jake Gyllenhaal character, very similar fate. He just sits down and is like, "I'm too tired."
Yeah,
but again, not a mountain expert climber by any stretch of means. I don't know, like
your beard says otherwise.
My beard says otherwise. Yeah. So I'm assuming the conditions are like so bad that like you're literally
pretty sure
out of energy.
In
like,
real life,
can't do
he
anything.
Had like a brain enema, like he had fluid seeping into his brain, like he was fighting in the movie. I know, like he was really pushing himself. Like
he didn't stop.
He had to go back and then go back up extremely fast, and like. He was pushing his body to his limits.
You saw him suffering throughout the movie.
Yeah, and he just pushed his body too far. And I know...
Jakey G you're talking about?
Yeah. Jake Gyllenhaal's character. And, I mean, the one thing that I wanted to mention was kind of leads into those points there. Mm-hmm. There's no, like, actually antagonist in this movie.
Yeah.
The antagonist is Mount Everest.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the theme of this movie is that you can't, you can try hard to beat Mother Nature and the Mount Everest, but it's going to beat a lot of people.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's just nothing you can do. It just
more
gets
like
the best
luck,
of you.
Yeah.
I think.
And I think that's what happened with Jason Clarke's character and Jake Gyllenhaal's character is they tested the beast and, Everest won. And that's just life. That's nature for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of this movie for me. And, I do want to say, like I mentioned earlier, I really liked Anatoly, the character of Anatoly in the movie, and how he came back. He was the first one in the movie, at least, to summit Everest. And when he went back down, and then he came back up and saved a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I really like this character. I don't know about you, but
he's pretty badass going up without a tank.
Yeah, with no oxygen.
Yeah,
that's pretty beast. I know in real life, his Anatoly was a pretty famous climber as well. Like he was a beast in his own right. He actually died a year out. In 1997, climbing another mountain, just fell down a massive abyss or something. Like
oh my god!
Like crazy.
It sounds stupid to say, but that's probably the way he would have wanted to go.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean,
doing what you love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
These seriously, like there's a scene in the movie where they're like, what like. And Michael Kelly's characters say, like, seriously, guys, like, why do you do it? And no one can really say. Everyone has their own reasons. Mm. And
I feel like that was for the audience because I was wondering, like, why would you do this?
Yeah.
When Jason Clarke's like, your body's literally dying.
Yeah.
Every time you take
like, why
a step.
Then? After I watched this movie, I kind of felt like I kind of want to climb something now, and I realized, you know what? Maybe I don't want to die.
You know what? I gotta tell you, I climbed a mountain in BC. I'm not screwing with you.
You went to Grouse Mountain.
Oh, I did the Grouse Grind, and it is a long and tiring process.
Arduous process.
Yes, in no way is it comparable to Everest by any means.
Yeah,
but it is fun though. You do get some sort of a sense of accomplishment out of it.
For sure.
That's what it seems like. It seems like just like all about kind of metaphor for like accomplishing something.
I did like how. Just going back again to what I was saying about how like the theme is like Everest just beating you. When there's the scenes of some of the characters like just dead, like frozen. Like what was her? I forget the Japanese character where she's just frozen, like just death.
Like she was sad. Like I was like, oh,
just stark image of just
fuck.
They're dead. They got beat by the
7 for 7.
Oh god, I was going to say it's a very like chilling way to show them die. It's so bad.
Chilling.
And brutal. That's like
brutal pun,
in real life, like
true.
There's just people frozen bodies there as like markers.
Yeah.
There's like an area called like Rainbow Valley on Everest where like it's all the people like frozen in their like snowsuits.
Rob Hall's body's still up there frozen.
They don't remove these things.
Well, are you gonna climb up there and get a dead body?
No.
There you go.
I know. I was doing a bit of research today on like Everest and climbing of it and everything. And there was this one.
I've got a plane ticket booked next week.
I might go if I have a spare $75,000 of what it costs to go with the climbing outfit. But there was this one female climber who died on the pass who was like sitting there for like 25 years, just like as a marker on the mountain. Like people like walk past her, just sitting, eyes open, like staring straight ahead, just sitting on the mountain. That people like it was like a marker on the mountain.
That is horrifying.
She was like well known.
Are you kidding?
Person that died there. And it's just pretty crazy to think of like how many people actually like died on this mountain. It's pretty insane. And like I kind of knew what I was getting into with this movie because I read that it was about this 1997 incident, which was like one of the most deadly days on Everest. I'm like, this big ensemble cast, like how many people are gonna die, right? Mm-hmm. And I do want to say the one person who surprised me was Josh Brolin. I thought we have to talk about that. I thought for sure this man's dead. I'm like, wow,
especially when they thought he was dead. I was just like, okay, he's out there for what? He was out there for at least 12 hours. They're just lying there.
Yeah.
I was like, he's got to be dead now.
Yeah, when like Rob Hall, like Jason Clarke's character told him like, hey, we're coming back for you. Like, just wait here. I'm like, this guy's dead. Yeah. Right away, he's waiting. You're done.
Thing,
And when he stood up and started walking away with his hands and his nose like with extreme frostbite,
just black
nose, black fingers, like
his
hands
cheeks
like glass,
hands like stuck. Yeah,
his cheeks were eating themselves. Like the skin was dead.
Appalled and amazed at the same time that in real life that
he
what
laid
happened.
There.
Well,
he was beside the Japanese. Like in real life, that's actually like what happened. And he actually got up and walked down. They're like, he walked into base camp. They're like, what the heck? You made it?
I thought that was like a Hollywood like written in thing.
No, it was
I thought he was gonna die after, and they just wrote him to be like some heroic kind of death type of thing. Like,
because
I couldn't believe it
in the movie. I believe that was right after Jason Clarke and Gyllenhaal's character died. Like that, they had already passed away. Or actually, I'm not sure if Jason Clarke's character died yet.
No, I don't think so.
But I think Gyllenhaal's character was dead.
Yeah, he died last.
And it was like, wow, like they died, and like the Japanese woman died, and I'm like, oh my goodness, everyone's dying.
How about?
And then he gets up, and it was like a good moment I found in the movie. Like,
it was
a moment of hope, I guess, that someone could survive.
You were talking about that. I don't know if this is what same thing you're talking about with the helicopter when he was coming in to pick up Brolin. Is that what you're talking about?
After he has Brolin, he's going back down. Is really intense, but even trying to land to pick him up is intense
that's what
too.
freaked me out when he's trying to land. And it's like rocking back and forth, and it's just this insane rocking.
That was wicked, but when he flew down,
like, oh my
god, that part blew me away.
And that actually was one of the highest mountain rescues in like history.
Yeah,
like that.
Because the air is just
that was actually like
so dangerous.
An amazing accomplishment in itself. But yeah, I mean, wow. What do you guys think of like? Did this movie make you emotional at all? Like, did you guys get into like, with Keira Knightley's character?
No, I mean,
Calling and.
I like Jason Clarke's performance a lot, actually. He's hit and miss. He's been pretty rough in a couple of movies.
Jason Clarke?
Not Jason Clarke, what's the name?
Yeah, Jason Clarke.
Yeah.
What, really?
Yeah.
I think he's only hit.
He's terrible in Terminator.
Oh,
well, I haven't seen it.
Well, I haven't seen that.
But, anyways, him with, like, his native accent, because I think he's from Australia or New Zealand. He's one of these two. So, like, even if he is from Australian, it's not a big stretch to New Zealand. Like, they're pretty similar accents.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Keira Knightley did a New Zealand
accent.
Keira Knightley did pretty good.
I thought she was good too. I actually hate Keira Knightley. Yeah. Sorry if you're listening, Keira. I know you are. I don't know.
Bend it like Beckham? You didn't? No.
Domino?
No. Me and Emily were just like, oh, she's in it. We hate her. But she was good. She impressed me. Yeah, she was very good. Actually, her accent was fantastic.
Yeah.
I did like Emily Watson and Elizabeth Debicki at Base Camp.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like that.
I don't know who's.
I kind of.
Watson.
It was like, wow, this is really tough. Like they have a chart of like the people that made it back and people that didn't, and it's like that's pretty dark. And
like
they're like, wow, they
of,
didn't make it, and them like having to imagine dealing with that. It's crazy.
Well, you know what? You asked if we got emotional. I wasn't really, but then once that picture slideshow came during the credits and they all looked so alike, that's when it hit me and I got a little, like I was feeling...
Misty-eyed?
I was feeling it.
And seeing Josh
I won't
Brolin's...
say misty-eyed.
Seeing Josh Brolin's character...
I was feeling it.
What, Beck Weathers, with the doctor who he played, what he had to deal with, and
The
in real life...
and shit?
Amputated his hands,
Yeah.
he lost his nose in real life.
Well, didn't they have... They, like, had a moment where they were huddled together, him and Keira Knightley, kissing or something, just embracing, and then the picture kind of transitioned to them doing that exact thing in
Yeah.
the picture.
Yeah.
That's what got me. That was the saddest part for me. I was like, oh my god, this is real.
So then you realize this actually happened, and that was pretty emotional for me. I wasn't sure about Sam Worthington's character. He kind of just... I felt like he just appeared halfway.
Yeah.
Like he was... I don't know.
They just kept dropping him in every
It
once
just
in a
blew my
while.
mind. I can't believe Sam Worthington's in this fucking movie.
I know, right?
When I was watching it, I was like, I guarantee he's in this for like 2 minutes. And then I meant to bring it up. Like, I logged it in the memory banks. Why was Sam Worthington in this?
He just shows up halfway through with a very little no part, and then like last third of the movie, he's a very important character.
He was the It Man in Hollywood. Like, what the hell happened to Sam Worthington?
He's filming Avatar 2, 3, 4 right now.
Oh, God.
He's a little busy.
Yeah, it's only been about 6 years since Avatar 1. He's been busy for 6 years.
Yeah.
And Avatar 2 is like scheduled for
It sounds like you
2017.
want him to be in more things.
He's not bad.
I
He's
don't.
bad. Okay.
No, I don't like him. Tim, don't be insane. I don't like the guy. Hate his guts. I'm just perplexed as to like how he had all
he
these
was big
roles.
for like 2 years.
He was huge,
Yeah.
and they just disappeared.
Clash. What else did he
Terminator
have?
Salvation.
Yeah.
Man on a Wire or Man on a Ledge or some shit. Anyway,
Just one other thing I wanted to mention. John Hawkes, who played Doug Hansen in the movie.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of what happened to his character? Like, did that
I don't know who that is.
that scene? The teacher, who was with Jason Clarke's character, who really wanted to get to the summit.
It was
because
his
the
second
kids-
time doing it.
Have you seen this movie?
I think I saw the wrong movie.
He's the reason that Rob Hall got stuck up on Everest because he like insisted on getting
They
up
stayed
there.
past the descent time.
2 hours past their
It was pretty late
point of return.
when we saw it. I may have dozed off
Oh god!
for like just a second, for a second.
As soon as I saw this
I don't
character,
remember that.
I knew he wasn't making it back.
Yeah.
Just like how
I was rooting for him. Like,
He's a great actor. I
he
like
was
John
the
Hawkes
reason
a lot.
why Jason Clarke's character died. Like, Jason Clarke's character went back to take him up to the summit because he knew Doug really wanted to get there, and we brought him back down in his death. I know, spoiler, he dies. Tim, you're telling me that this was apparently a controversial death.
Yeah, I was reading an article. I don't remember the specifics, but they either said that in real life it seemed like he purposely unhooked himself to give Rob Hall a chance,
Oh,
and then in the movie
it become more
he
accidental.
just seems like he's just missing hooking himself back on. He falls off,
I saw,
but of course we don't know what really happened because even with the
yeah. How did
call from
Well,
Rob Hall to base
they
camp,
just said he was
just said
gone.
he's gone.
now when
Who
I
would
saw
know that?
when I saw the character when I saw him die, to me I got kind of like he was sick, he was depressed, he was down in life. Like even early on, you said he was working 3 jobs. This is all the money he had just to come on this trip. Even he got a discount from Rob Hall just so he could do this. I saw this as he tackled it. He got the photo. He beat this. I think that he was done. He was just overall done in life. That's what I saw.
I didn't see that at all.
No?
I saw he wanted to get back to show the kids, obviously,
I don't
that
think
he
so.
made it. That every man could beat Everest, and he just got beat by Everest.
No.
He didn't beat it. Everest beat him, and his body just couldn't make it
It
through.
looked like
and,
to me, it looked like he was ready to die. Like that was it.
oh, I don't know about that.
Controversial.
Very
Controversial.
controversial, like Timmy said.
Well, viewers, when you guys see it, which I think we can all agree, it's definitely worth seeing.
See it in IMAX.
In
That's how
IMAX,
you'll enjoy
it's
it the
Yeah.
most.
yeah, definitely entertaining. You guys see it? Let us know in the comments what you guys think of that scene. But yeah, with that, I think that'll do it with our review of Everest. And with that, I think we'll move on into some movie topics this week. Let's start off with a little news that came out this week, and that is Men in Black is coming back, being rebooted as a trilogy.
Adam.
Without
Adam,
Are you ready?
without
On
Will
three?
Smith
1,
and Tommy Lee
2,
Jones.
3.
Don't care.
I do want to jump in on that, but I don't. I will say it will be interesting to see. It all depends on who they cast.
Jaden Smith?
Oh,
Never.
maybe
Son
they
of
could do
a
a
bitch.
father-son duo again.
Never's
that worked out
big
well.
word there, Scott.
Because when I
yeah, that's
when I first heard it, I was thinking
generous.
exactly what you guys said. Don't care. Honestly, don't care. Last movie, Men in Black movie that came out, did not do anything for me. I didn't even see it.
very
Sorry,
well,
Josh Brolin.
I think
Sorry,
we all
Josh.
agree that the first one is kind of a classic now. That,
I would almost say cult classic.
No, it did
that was a big hit
well.
at the time.
It did really well.
Yeah,
But would you call it a classic?
that's classic.
Yeah,
That's it.
Really?
it was. In my opinion, it was something that hadn't been done
Okay.
before.
but what did that movie hinge on? It hinged on
Will Smith.
Will Smith and his sort of chemistry with Tommy Lee Jones.
That's the word.
And being like an old, like crusty agent with like the hip, like funny, like Will Smith, like it was a good back and forth between the two. So I mean, if they can cast it right and get on, touch on something like in the same vein as like a 21 Jump Street. I know I mentioned that earlier, but it all depends on who they get and the chemistry between them. And
but-
I think there's potential for the universe that's in it. The universe of
Well,
the aliens and
maybe
everything. There's
after
potential.
3 films, they've run it into the ground, and we've all made it clear we don't care. Maybe they want to try something different. Do you think they're gonna just cast a young, hip black actor and an old, crusty, grumpy white actor?
Michael B. Jordan and Nick Nolte.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
Oh,
I was gonna
God.
say Michael B. Jordan and Harrison Ford.
Oh, Harrison Ford, you good. He's pretty grumpy.
What a dream!
I'll
that
say
would
Michael
be.
B. Jordan and Mickey Rourke.
I like that we all just go to Michael B. Jordan. Well, let's be honest, he's the new Will
Or
Smith.
Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone. Oh wait,
Ooh.
Creed.
Nope, never mind.
We're already getting
Amazing.
that. Sans the aliens, though. No aliens in Creed.
I mean,
As far as we know.
That we know of.
that might not even be a bad idea. Like Michael B. Jordan and just insert grumpy old man.
They gotta flip it, though. Maybe they get, like, Samuel L.
Grumpy
Jackson.
young man, and
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson and, like, Miles Teller or something.
Nicholas
you know
Holt
what
or
I
something
mean?
like that. Yeah.
Wow. And I know you love anything with Miles Teller.
Dude,
Like,
I can't believe you just brought up Miles Teller. They have to do that. Like
that sounds good, right? I
like
mean, that's not
cocky,
bad.
grumpy, asshole young guy and like a hip, funny older guy.
Yeah.
That's perfect, actually. And flip the races. Damn, Scotty.
Men in Black, starring Samuel L. Jackson.
Who's directing?
Oof.
Oh, that's too tough.
Yeah, I think that, you know what? I think the success of this movie hinges on who directs it. Because
Edgar Wright.
it's got to be... Yeah, Edgar... Oh, if Edgar Wright did it, I'm in.
Okay, well,
Edgar Wright, Men in Black.
Sony, call up Scott Ellis.
Get Edgar Wright to be Men in Black. Would that not get you excited? That's what I mean. It all depends. If they get an all, but it
Do
it
care.
It could go the other way. It could go the complete other way because they've shown in the
Oh,
past.
you know they're not gonna get that.
They can miss. Men in Black can miss. So
They're 1 for 3, so
it remains to be seen. Preliminary here. That all we know is that it's coming back, and
We'll see.
it's
So,
going to be a trilogy. So.
I have a question. Have they confirmed Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith will not be in it?
I know Will Smith is not going to be in it.
I would assume.
Will Smith.
I'm not sure if it's in the same universe or if it's being completely rebooted. So that remains to be
So
seen.
it could be a sequel, it could be a full-on reboot
or just
trilogy.
set in the same.
Well, if they're going to do an episode 4, 5, and 6, it's not going to go over well.
I'm not sure if it is going to be 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, when I
There
first
might
heard
be-
this
I might be a
news-
new 1 and 2, 3.
When I first heard the news, I heard it was going to be like a sequel. It was going to be Men in Black 4. And
Yeah.
then I believe, Scott, you read that recently that was going to be a reboot trilogy.
Yeah, it was going to be without Will Smith.
Yeah.
I think maybe if Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones were in like the first act of the 4th one, just to pass the torch off to a new duo, that could be kind of nice. Or even just
Depends.
Will Smith.
Depends who they have, if they really need to, focus on them or not. But or if they need it for marketing to get Will Smith back, I mean, that would sell tickets.
I could
for
see
sure.
Will Smith like mentoring someone and passing the torch down,
Yeah,
like Tommy Lee Jones did for him.
yeah, that would be interesting.
Something like that,
Yeah.
right?
For sure.
Well,
Adam.
I'm gonna say I just had a brain fart. What's it called? So I read those Sony emails with like Jonah Hill talking about the 21 Jump Street crossover. Could this bleed into that at all? Could that come to fruition?
I'd rather see that movie.
Yeah, the crossover.
Yeah,
pretty
people,
much.
I don't know what the vibe was from that on the internet. I feel like people thought that was stupid, but I was interested. I thought that.
Well,
could
with
be
21
fun.
Jump Street and going like 23, 24, 25, 26, like when it
Fits
in the credits where they go to like.
They kind of killed it for themselves.
Well, no, but I think it would be funny if like the two characters, Jonah Hill and
That's
Channing
like
Tatum,
all that's left.
if they went
Have to go
and
ridiculous.
joined like MIB,
Yeah.
like that's an interesting concept for a movie. That would be kind of funny.
Because it's a comedy, like I'm fine with it. I'm
Yeah,
not
with
taking
like
it
them
seriously.
dealing with aliens, like
Yeah, it'd be hilarious.
it seems like a random like one-off kind of spin-off thing. That,
And you know what? Yeah, like if Lord and Miller did it, we were talking about good directors.
yeah,
They obviously did the first two Jump Street movies. Like this would be perfect.
yeah,
I don't know if they'd want to do a whole trilogy, but
yeah. Well, definitely be interesting to see what going forward, who they cast and who they get as to director. But let's move on to another topic this week, and that's the announcement of a movie called The Current War, starring Benedict Cumberbatch and Jake Gyllenhaal as Thomas Edison and George Westinghouse, two pioneers in the electrical field of electricity, AC versus DC current. Tim, what are your thoughts about a movie about these
in black.
famous?
I think I have to go change my pants.
Yeah. Jake
Jake
Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal is who you said.
Cumberbatch.
And Benedict Cumberbatch.
And AC/DC.
Cumberbatch is playing Edison.
Man. I'm pumped. Pumped.
Not much known about this movie. I know there was some, intense back and forth. What I first thought about when I heard this announcement was I just thought of The Prestige.
Yeah.
Seeing
Oh
Tesla.
my god, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just
when I
like,
first heard about this, I thought it'd be Edison and
Versus
Tesla,
Tesla.
but it's not. It's
Yeah.
Edison versus Westinghouse.
I have a feeling Tesla's going to appear. He has to appear.
He'll probably pop up.
better. Like he
Yeah,
was
I
so
mean, he was a
relevant
pioneer.
during that time, and like I can't believe that they don't even have anyone cast as Tesla yet.
Let's
Have they even mentioned yet?
Fingers crossed for David Bowie.
Yeah, David Bowie,
David
please
Bowie, get David Bowie
reprise your
back,
role
please.
as Nikola Tesla, please.
Underutilized actor. David Bowie.
I find it very interesting to see that there was, a back and forth, like people fighting about whether or not to use AC or DC current electricity, and there was actually like some
big thing.
intense behind the scenes like fighting and like
A lot of money behind
death
it.
threats and like crazy stuff going on and like
Really?
about electricity.
Edison was not a good man.
No, he
So
was
this
a
could
douche
play
from
out
what
as
I've heard.
like an intricate crime type of thing,
Yeah.
like almost a thriller.
Again,
case?
I just go back to Prestige about two magicians like fighting
yeah.
each other for like that kind of thing. I just think of Prestige like two
Two
beasts
contemporaries.
of of their respective industries fighting each other for power.
A
Kind
rivalry that could be
of thing.
cool.
A rivalry, yeah,
Maybe like a social network. There will be blood type of.
yeah. So, and I will also mention it's going to be directed by the director of Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, sort of indie darling movie that came out this year, which I actually saw this week.
Got great reviews. What'd you think?
I really enjoyed Me and Earl and the Dying
Yeah?
Girl. Yeah, it was well done. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I didn't love it, but I think it was done really well.
Fit seems a little odd to me.
It does, but after seeing Me and Earl and Dying Girl, I have faith. I think
Right.
the way he directed that movie, it'd definitely be interesting to see
You
how
can
he
tell a
does
good
this,
story, right?
like a biopic, like drama,
Yeah.
because that was a very different movie than what he just directed.
I'll weigh in.
But
on,
talent
Yeah.
nonetheless.
I'll weigh in on what I think. I too might have to change my pants after hearing Gyllenhaal and Cumberbatch are doing a movie together. That's incredible. They're both great. Love them both. We all know this podcast loves Jakey G, except one guy. And I think this entire podcast.
Three guesses who.
This entire podcast loves Cumberbatch, right?
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
I know you do. I just said
Don't
right,
screw it.
just to
Don't
get
do
you
that
hype.
to me, okay?
We're all Cumberbitches.
Yeah.
I think we are. If it
Got tattooed on my lower back.
if it is, since we don't know, like we don't have a trailer, we don't have anything, but if played out the right
knows?
way, it could be very, very good.
And we looked up George Westinghouse, and he has a pretty epic stash mutton chop combo going on. So get ready for some Jake Gyllenhaal is playing George Westinghouse. Get ready for some dirty period mustache beard combos.
Maybe that's why he grew out his beard, so he could style it.
And Jake Gyllenhaal is apparently playing. He's going to be the protagonist of the movie. The focus is going to be on him versus the evil Edison, I guess, as Cumberbatch.
Really?
Which definitely be.
So Cumberbatch is the villain in this movie?
I guess, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I think that's a cool idea. He'd be a good villain.
Yeah, I kind of like seeing dark side of a historical figure like Thomas Edison. It's kind of a strange kind of thing, but because everyone's he invented when you hear in history class in elementary school Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, la la la, happy
the light bulb.
Yeah,
and it's dark. The actual history is dark. He's a scumbag. So
any release date or?
I believe filming soon, maybe late 2016 or something like that.
Well, I'm sure this is a drama, so there probably won't need too much time. It'll probably be next year, right?
But yeah,
I got one thing to add.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the exact. I read an article that was all the details weren't there. So when I read this little piece, it was about Edison and Tesla, and they were talking about how Tesla had actually gone and worked for Edison for a bit, and so he went and said, if you can fix this problem, I'm drawing a blank. Edison told Tesla, if you can fix this problem here, I'll give you this. I can't remember the exact number. It's an exorbitant amount of money. Fix this problem and
I'll give you $1,000.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and it's just and so Tesla worked his ass off day and night fixing this problem and developing it, and it was just making it work. And Tesla or Edison in the end looked at him and goes, "Oh, thank you. Okay, well, it was. I was obviously joking about you. Obviously don't understand our sense of humor or something like that." He just totally fucked him. It was bad.
Yeah, thanks. You get no credit for this.
Yeah, and apparently that was a common thing that Edison did, was he was just taking credit for just about everything that happened.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had a pet peeve about wait, didn't Tesla actually invent the light bulb and stole it from Edison stole it or something?
I would be more excited to see a Tesla movie, because you know what, he's probably so underrated. No one
You know what? I have a feeling you're gonna see a Tesla biopic.
I better.
It's gonna happen. Give it a couple years. Once they've biopicked everyone,
I want it
they'll
now.
get around to Tesla.
If this movie's a hit, it's coming.
Oh yeah,
for
sure.
Shared universe of 1800 inventors.
Well, stay tuned after the credits. Maybe we'll get David Bowie.
Yeah,
saying to Jake Gyllenhaal if they want to join the Avengers of light bulbs.
Of inventors with Benjamin Franklin too. Wait for that Ben Franklin biopic. Let's move on into
played by Paul Giamatti. Done.
Oh,
I think he's done that already. No,
wait,
that was John Adams.
Oh, wow.
Different president.
I can see Giamatti playing Ben Franklin now, let's be honest. Let's move on into another news topic this week, and that is the announcement or the reveal by Ridley Scott that Prometheus 2 will actually be titled Alien Paradise Lost. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that's a good idea to go back to Alien? Tim, what do you think about
so
this?
Angry about
it. A little bit
Prometheus
angry.
is a solid movie. A lot of problems in it, but
I
solid
liked it.
movie.
I'm with you.
I
enjoyed it
a lot.
I think they
it's
created a pretty cool universe in it. That's a shared universe with Alien. You don't need to. They shoehorned in that Alien at the end. They didn't even have to do that. It doesn't take place on the same planet as Alien, so you don't need to show that.
Yeah.
This is how the aliens. And then,
leading
up to this movie, they've been talking about how we're going to differentiate it from the Alien universe and
separate.
Blue Camp's got his own Alien 5 going on right now, and then all of a sudden, Ridley Scott is just no, we're doing Alien Paradise Lost.
Yeah.
Which again, cliche title.
Very cliche.
Which he mentioned in an interview on comingsoon.net, I think. I read it on that website at least. That he's Ridley Scott asked the interviewer if he's ever read the poem, and Ridley Scott answered for him and was of course you haven't. No one has. It's a book. But using this title draws up ideals and stuff. I'm then why use the title if it's just used to get into that. I don't know, man. It's just a bad title. It sounds like a bad video game title.
Yeah,
it does.
It does.
Yeah.
It sounds like I don't even know, like a B like movie, like straight to DVD like thing. Like Alien Paradise Lost is like Alien 7 or something.
Or like
that.
a fan fiction novel.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
The graphic novel version.
It just doesn't sound cool. You're not like, ooh. And I think Ridley Scott thinks that that's how everyone's reacting to this. Let's be honest. He marches to the beat of his own drum. He doesn't go on Twitter, I don't think. So I think, like, judging by what he said in that interview, he's like, raises a lot of questions, you know, people are going to be wondering. And everyone's just like, that sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah, it raises a lot of questions, alright.
It's just so hit and miss. Like, The Martian is getting fantastic reviews.
Yeah, I heard
so
someone
far
on Twitter.
Stay tuned, viewers, for next week. A little...
pumped.
Yeah, get excited. We're reviewing The Martian next week.
We're doing The Martian.
Amazing.
I didn't know that.
Neither I.
Pumped to see it.
Martian is coming
Apparently
out.
we just don't know what's
The Martian
going
is
on.
coming out this Friday, so
Wow.
get excited for The Martian.
Get hyped.
Hopefully, return to form for Ridley Scott, which everyone is saying is his return to form.
I've only heard amazing things about it so far.
If we see The Martian, like, we could be saying, fuck the title. He just made an amazing sci-fi movie. I'm hyped for Prometheus 2. That's what I'll be saying.
Let me hop onto this. Alien Paradise Lost. Terrible idea. What the hell, Ridley Scott? First of all, you start off by saying that, okay, Prometheus and the whole universe, like you said, Tim, that it's not... And he also mentioned in the same kind of breath that he wants to do 2 other Prometheus movies to lead into the Alien universe.
Now that's what I hate about this.
But even when you say that, he's saying 2 more Prometheus movies, not Alien. And also, this movie isn't about aliens. So why is the title...
Maybe now.
Why is the title Alien? He said that before, that he didn't want to focus. He wanted to focus on the
engineers.
The engineers.
Yeah.
And their kind of
Not anymore.
mythology and their backstory. Why is Alien in the title? I don't get it. It just seems like I can see it from a mile away. It's a marketing tool. People had no idea that Prometheus, the average movie-going audience, had no idea that Prometheus was anything related to Aliens movies. Mm-hmm. So what do? You know, it didn't do so well in the box office. Let's put Alien in the title, even though he said, Ridley Scott, that it has nothing to do with aliens. So it just seems like a pure marketing ploy to me, just to get more people in the seats, and I just hate that idea. Tyler.
When I first saw this movie, I had no idea. Like you said, I had no idea it had anything to do with aliens.
Yeah.
When you saw Prometheus?
Yeah. I just no clue at all. And like you said, they wanted to do, like, he wanted to distance it so much, and they still want to do 3 more movies after this. If they were going to shoehorn that scene in, where like the birth of the alien, then I would have used that at the end of Prometheus 4. That's what I would have done. Like, I don't think that. Like, they've already, now that it's been introduced, it totally ruins the next 3 movies, because people are going to be wondering, okay, is there going to be Alien now? Like, it's...
Well, he also
kind of shot himself in the foot
a couple other comments in this article that I read about, direct quotes, about talking about what these movies would actually get into, and about how the engineers use the aliens as, like, a biological weapon, and, like, the backstory of, like, why they did and how it developed, and, like, I just think right away, like, why? Mm-hmm. Like, we don't need to see why. Like, that's the beauty of Alien, is the mystery of, like, this planet and this alien. Like, how did they get here? Amazing, crazy design. Like, why do these exist? And just the mystery of it all. And the horror of that mystery.
Yeah.
You know, why is this engineer, this crashed ship? Like, it's the mystery of it. It's like, I don't want to see, like, Star Wars prequel movies of the Alien franchise here.
Yep.
Because I feel like that's what we're getting. We're getting the story of, like, Vader. We're getting the story of the aliens that we didn't need to see.
Yeah.
He's going full Lucas.
You know, I'm skeptical. Well, as much as I like Prometheus, I just feel
I have to weigh in. Because, like, people shredded Prometheus when it came out. Fucking shredded it for, like, Damon Lindelof's Lost style writing, where there's so much unanswered stuff.
Yes.
And there is, but there was a small portion online that were begging people to, like, listen to reason that there is a sequel coming.
Yeah.
So I think
be more explained.
Yeah, just to be on Ridley's side a little bit here, like, I am optimistic. Like, if this sequel's good and it answers questions from the first, that'll just only improve the first one and make the first one better in retrospect. Mm-hmm. So, like, this all isn't lost, I don't think. And He's calling it Alien because he did say, like, it is going to tie into Alien. And
Call the fourth one Alien. You know, stick with the Prometheus 5 that you did. In my opinion, you did amazingly well for Prometheus.
Well, hang on. Is this before the first Alien movie? Did he say...
Yeah, it's all takes place before Alien.
So
all four of these.
He said Paradise Lost will lead into the first Alien? Is that what he was saying?
No, Paradise Lost will lead into Prometheus 3
or Alien 3.
Alien, whatever. I don't know.
Like,
what
he did say it's going to lead back into Alien, but I don't know what he meant. Like, the first Alien movie? Is that what he means?
Basically, the first Alien. It's going to be Prometheus. I'll just say Prometheus 2, Prometheus 3, Prometheus 4, and then Alien, Aliens, Alien 3.
Because what if, now that the title is actually Alien: Paradise Lost, what if Blomkamp's one of...
It's a little confusing now because he's doing his own Alien movie that got pushed back because...
this is my question. What if he's not? Now that
what if he's doing the next one?
Now that Alien's in the title, what if he meant his Alien movie is one of these Prometheus movies coming up? Because technically they're not Prometheus movies, they're Alien movies now.
That's
so,
interesting.
like, what if Blomkamp's doing the sequel to this?
Well, just to kind of
cool.
step on that a little bit, they're doing
Crush My Dreams.
Like, Crush Your Dreams. Ripley is going to be in those movies. There's some concept art revealed.
Right.
So that would insinuate that it would be after the events of...
That's what I'm asking. Is this... Like,
is this leading up to Alien 1,
the first Alien? It definitely is, right?
Yeah, and Blomkamp's had the concept art of Ripley, which would be after, like, Alien 4. Or you were saying it was actually after Alien 2.
It retcons 3 and 4.
Retconning 3 and 4.
I literally have a headache. I just
trying to think about how these fit together is crazy. I did say I really don't like the change in title, but I'm with you. I am looking forward to Prometheus 2. Alien Paradise Lost. I do kind of want to see the backstory of the engineers. I don't necessarily want to see more about the aliens because that, to me, it shouldn't be the focus of these movies. The Alien movie should, but I guess this is an Alien movie now. But seeing a little bit of the engineer in Prometheus, it made me kind of want to see a little bit more about their backstory.
I think it'll lean heavily on who writes it because we all know Lindelof has his shortcomings. But I think Ridley Scott's proven his visual directing is still top notch.
Yeah,
Prometheus,
sure.
Whatever you think of the writing,
Stunning.
the story, it looks fucking stunning.
Yeah.
And from what we've seen of the Martian trailer, it looks great, like, visually. So if they get a good writer to write a coherent story, Ridley Scott can still direct his ass off, like, visually.
For sure.
So yeah.
And with that, I think that will do it for episode 13 of the Upreal 8 podcast. Yeah.
You can follow us on Twitter at UprealLate, and you can follow myself on Letterboxd at UprealTim. It's real with 2 E's, just like the show.
You can follow me on Twitter at Mogi6, MOGEY6. You can also find me on Letterboxd at UprealTy. I've been slacking lately, but all of my movies will be going on shortly. Sorry. You can find us on Facebook at Upreal 8 Podcast, as well as on Instagram at Upreal 8 Podcast.
Adam.
You can find me on Twitter at Franey25. That's FRANEY 25. You can see my Twitter page to check me out tweeting at the director of Jodorowsky's Dune and getting him to yell at Tim for watching his film at 6 a.m.
Awesome.
Only giving it a 4 out of 5.
Shout out.
True story.
And shout out to Film Junk. Love you guys. Thanks for the support and the advice. Shout out to Frank Pavish for yelling at Tim. You're okay in my book if you yell at Tim.
He hates me now.
Yeah, thank God.
Great for making a very powerful enemy for the podcast, and thank you.
And you can also get me on Letterboxd. That's Upreal Adam. Upreal is like a movie reel.
And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at S_Ellis71. And also stay tuned on Letterboxd at Upreal Scott for my list of Nicholas Winding Refn's filmography. So stay tuned for that ranking coming up this week.
Boom.
So yeah, until next time, guys, keep it real.